Hello, as you know, my name is Victory, and I have um, an advice for the youth. If you are youth and you're passing through a sort of addiction, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you are passing through that at a specific time, but it's your fault that you remain in that sort of problem. It's your fault if your child become a victim of what happened to you. And I'm going to explain this. Sometimes in life, you just wake up to some set of habits. You might not necessarily be the one that built those habits. You might not necessarily be one. You might just have to have passed through, or you skipped through, you saw something, and the thing just came into your mind like, go try it. Just imagine pornography. You might not even have an idea of it, but maybe because your friend was watching and it triggered something in you. There's something called the hormone that makes you have the feeling of sexual stuff like that. So you might not even be the cause. But sometimes these things are hereditary, like in the DNA, something like that. Your parents likely had an encounter like that. So by the time you just have a little bit, just a little, a tiny bit of it, you are immensely in for it. You want it, you crave for it, just by having a little bit of this. Now that's my fault, but it's your fault if you remain in it. And here are secret ways I have found out that youths can stay away from addiction. Addiction is crazy, especially for youths. You bask, you dine, you feel the love, well, just for a time. You feel like this is lovely, this is great, but when you're done, you feel the emptiness. There's no fucking way you're not going to feel the emptiness. You keep feeling the emptiness once you are done, once the desire has been carried out. That's just to tell you that that's not the right thing. That's not the right thing. And here are simple ways that I have found out that youths can stay away from these things. Now, if you're a kind of person that is struggling with addiction, you're struggling with pornography, you're struggling with masturbation, you're struggling with smoking, whatever case it may be, the first thing that you have to deal with is where the problem is coming from. Now you have to know what's the cause of this problem. How do I start it? Where did I get this inspiration from? Like, what is the first thing I need before I go into this? Like, when I want to watch pornography. What are the first triggers? What triggers me to now think about this? Now I'm not talking about how you contacted this. Yeah, I'm going to address you on how you can stay away from these sets of things. It's better for you not to be in them. It's better for you not to even try them, not to try to know how lovely these things are compared to that you're already into it. Once you are into it, there's nothing much you can do. You just have to fight yourself off it. You just have to fight yourself off it. And you don't have to blame yourself. So now I'm talking about, let's identify the triggers. That's the first ever thing you should think about. What are the things that trigger you to go do them? I'm not talking about how you do them now. What makes you think about this thing that you call an addiction, this thing that you call a bad habit? What did you watch? What did you see that now brings back the odds to have an encounter with what you said you don't want to have an encounter with him? And seriously, I've discovered a lot of them. I will give like two boxes of them that I already discovered. And one of them is what you watch. What you watch. It is so damn important. Now I can categorize what you watch with what you read. What you read, what you see is so fucking important. You see, if you train yourself in a way that you are disciplined enough not to, maybe you're a lady or you're a male, there's a particular part of the body in a female that you don't want to look at. It's not because you are stupid. A lot of guys go out there and say, look at the back, the front of a lady. You don't need that. You know that you have the problem of ladies. You know that every single time you go looking at a lady, you have the urge to go watch pornography. Why then are you looking at it? You have to check out where is this problem coming from. You naturally, when you see a part of females, but you might as a male have the urge of wanting more, of wanting to see more, of wanting to know more, of wanting to touch. Or a female, you see a part of a male body, you might have the urge of wanting to know more, of wanting to feel more. And this is where addiction comes in. And this is where the church comes in. Then the church come in and tell you, oh, there is something called pornography, there's something called exercise, whatsoever part of that you can get more of this, that you can know more of this, that you can feel the urge. Now, if you are a type that is in your journey and you already watched or you were introduced by a friend and that has become something that you already have the urge for, looking at things like that is going to draw you closer. It's going to draw you closer to that particular addiction you're actually running from. So, what can you do? There's three of things you can do as a solution to this. Number one, discipline yourself. Stop looking at this. If you see a female powered by, if you see a male powered by having what your desire would want, just look away. You can go. You can start from somewhere. Yes, you cannot do it all at once, but you can start from somewhere. You won't believe that when you start, a day becomes a week, becomes a month. And within a month, you have stopped looking. You have stopped wanting. You have stopped some desires. And the other thing you can do is to watch the right feeds. Your TikTok content can be changed. Yeah, your FYP, your for you page, whatsoever is popping up on your social media handles. It's probably because that's what you're searching for. That's what you were searching for. But now that you want to be away, the more you search about the things that you want to see, the things that would grow you from the situation, the more you will find out that your feeds begin to change. What TikTok, what Instagram, what YouTube, what whatever social media platform you're using sends to you now begins to change. And by that, you are getting in control because what you read, what you watch, what you feed yourself into would likely be remembered, would likely be remembered continually. When you are in times of temptation, you can just kind of be a word of that motivation you want, a word of that pastor you want, a word of that leader you want, whatever leader you want, and that will heal you at that time of that urge. It should completely heal you at the time of that urge. I tell you. Now the second box, what friend you associate with. Your friends really play a huge impact in your life. A lot of people don't um put so much effort in this, but your friends really have so much impact to play in your life. Yeah, you might have yourself surrounded by the wrong set of friends. Might not be a choice. I tell you because I have personally faced these challenges. Might not be your choice of friends. You might not even have the capacity to choose who you are to work with. But get me right, if you want to work with the right people, you definitely can. If you decide that the set of people you want to work with, you will definitely. Because there's a let me just give you the secret line. There's this thing that God does once he sees your heart, once he sees your one, he sees that this is what this guy is after. He would associate with you with the set of people your heart crave for. If your heart crave for a new change of environment, he just gives you one person, and that one person change your circle of friends. And definitely, if you are the kind of person that you have this set of people around you already, once you start searching for them, you would see that you have more than enough. You just have to associate yourself more with them and stay away from those set of friends that triggers you, that push you into the set of habits that you don't want to be in. And believe me honestly, part of your heart will keep telling you that you don't want to be a smoker, you don't want to be this negative person, you want to get out. But your flesh is stronger than that part of your body that wants to be free. That flesh tells you that bro, you need this, you need this desire, you need to flex, you need to enjoy this youthful. But why? Have you ever asked yourself why? After you have satisfied yourself with this desire, what comes after is emptiness. Clear emptiness. That's telling you that this is not the right thing. When you do the right thing, you feel the elevation, you feel the light. When you are reading for exam, when you study, you feel blessed. When you study because of you want to be valued, you feel blessed. That's the right thing. But when you are into addiction, when you feel the urge and you after the plan you want to do it, you're not listening to your conscience, you just do what you want to do. And after the desire has been taken out, you just find out that you feel this immense emptiness. This immense emptiness. I have to tell you that that's not the right thing. So I tell you, it's not easy. It might not be once. But once you have the urge, you stay away from friends that talks about this negativity. They might be close to you. They might be so close to you that you can't even do without seeing them today. They might even be the one coming to you. Yes, you can stay away from them. You will stay away from them. Just promise me that. Stay away from them. When they come close, begin to keep them distance one by one. Once you get a good friend that you see that this person is heading to a direction, this person is the kind of person that you call the pastor, maybe a Muslim that's not discovered. Then you have to associate yourself with them. Little by little, you see those set of friends that invite you to the other side fade away little by little, and you will find yourself in a more better position to say no to addiction. Addiction might not be your fault. Addiction might be what your parents have planted, but you don't want to give your children this set of problem. So you just have to dive into it, conquer it, and make sure you're victorious. So I've given you 2 points. Change your feed, change what you watch, change what you read, change what you have to say, change your friends, change the kind of friends that you say to yourself, wait, these things are not hard. Once you think you're starting to be, you have started. You don't have to think, I have to plan tomorrow, I have to plan next week, I have to plan myself, well, I have to do this, I have to do that. Nah, you don't need all that. You just have to think about changing the situation and bro, it's changed. Like everything. It's already changed. Yo, so I'm a boy. As you know, my name is Victory. And you can meet me for more advices. If you are a kind of person that you feel like this thing is so hard, it's not hard, trust me. You can. And there's more peace, there's more blessing, there's more peace, there's more joy that you are when you are in the right position. You feel valid, you feel wanted, you feel like nothing is going to stop you now. You feel your conscience tells you you're in the right position. Come on, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I'm waiting to see you shine, bro.